This will go on for a bit, mate, to be fair.
Ciao Margherita, ciao da Liverpool. Li vedi alle mie spalle, i finalisti della Champions League, il Liverpool Football Club è entrato proprio in questo momento all'AXA Training Center, sei stata fortunatissima. C'è stato un discorso di racconto di Jürgen Klopp lontano dai media, evidentemente non si voleva far sentire giustamente, 10 minuti alla squadra, seguito da un lungo minuto di applausi in cui i giocatori hanno anche ballato. Questo perché fa molto ridere, Van Dijk si è messo a ballare in mezzo al gruppo, non so, forse una scommessa, forse per stemperare un po' la tensione di questa grandissima partita, insomma si è messo a ballare in mezzo al gruppo e poi si sono avviati tutti alle mie spalle dove hanno iniziato questo allenamento, durerà un'ora e poi avremo la possibilità di intervistare Alisson, ex portiere della Roma, quindi una giornata importante anche per lui si prepara naturalmente per la finale di Champions League, ma gli chiederemo anche un commento sulla finale della sua ex squadra questa sera a Tirana. Jordan Henderson il capitano, Matip e Diogo Jota, e poi ci sarà la conferenza del re dell'AXA Training Center, del re di Liverpool possiamo dirlo, di Jürgen Klopp. C'è un clima disteso, grande serenità, però insomma per il Liverpool questa finale forse significa qualcosina di più, visto che c'è quella rivincita, quel conto ancora in sospeso, come disse Salah qualche settimana fa con il Real Madrid, ricordare la finale di Kiev del 2018 persa dal Liverpool con gli errori di Karius e con l'infortunio di Salah. Però al momento il clima è davvero molto disteso e posso dirti che Klopp ha creato proprio un'atmosfera unica in questo club e i risultati si possono. Guarda, ovviamente l'elemento più importante è la presenza di Salah e Van Dijk, che hanno avuto qualche problema nell'ultimo periodo, e allora Klopp nell'ultima partita contro Wolverhampton, che era importantissima perché il Liverpool si giocava la Premier League, ha deciso di farli accomodare in panchina. Poi sono entrati, Salah è entrato nel secondo tempo e ha anche segnato il 23esimo gol in Premier League. Questo lo può fare perché ha una profondità di rosa tale da poter anche fare a meno di Salah e Van Dijk, ma sabato non può fare Klopp a meno di questi due giocatori chiave che quindi ci saranno. Probabilmente l'attacco sarà formato da Salah, Mané e Diogo Jota, anche se Luis Diaz è stato fenomenale in quest'ultimo periodo, quindi naturalmente c'è qualche dubbio lì davanti. Dietro confermatissimo il quartetto composto da Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk e Robertson. Alisson in porta chiaramente, a centrocampo dovrebbero esserci Henderson, Thiago Alcantara e Keita, tutto ruota ovviamente intorno a Fabinho che però si è fatto male, questo è una situazione che potrebbe essere davvero molto molto pesante per il club.
Tell me when you want me to shut, guys. Is he?
Yeah, coming down.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nice one. Cheers, mate. Mate. Which way do you want me to? Do you want me to step that way
Yeah.
and then sit down?
Down, yeah.
Spread out, boys, around the pole, just find some space.
no Thiago. When's this break? Jürgen's over there. No. It's just, yeah. They're going to move just as we start this live, aren't they? Thiago's not out there. Hang fire on us a sec, guys, because I'm not sure if just you might have to hang fire a little bit longer. I'm just wondering if they're going to move the station at the minute. No, they're not. It's a horrible feeling they're going to move from where they're training now and go elsewhere.
Okay, boys, behind the black post, behind you.
Oh no, we're okay. We're okay.
Maybe missing something.
Tell me about it. Usually they train as far away from us as possible. You can hear me, Pete, through your headphones, can't you?
And then on the sides there, Mo, 2 feet in between, change of the reds. Knock them over. Good boys. Twice through, boys, yep.
Yeah, Hayley, you put it into context there, didn't you? A massive 5 days in the history of Liverpool Football Club with the potential for that treble, of course. If I step out of the way, I'm afraid, though, I'm going to have to start this with a little bit of bad news, because while you can see the Liverpool squad training out there, unfortunately, Thiago is not out there with them. Clearly, the initial reaction here is that makes him a major doubt now for that European Cup final against Real Madrid. It was an Achilles problem that forced him off just before half-time against Wolves, and Jurgen Klopp had been hopeful, given it wasn't a hamstring injury, that he would still have a chance for Saturday. We will see if that view has changed when we speak to Jurgen Klopp a little bit later on this afternoon. That'll be around about 20 to 3 this afternoon. Of course, we already know that Divock Origi is out of the final after getting injured in the last second of the last session ahead of the Wolves game. We thought that would be the case. The good news, I should say, is that Fabinho is out there, and obviously that bolsters the midfield options for Liverpool. We thought it would be the case when we saw him at full time against Wolves. Obviously, he wasn't involved in that game, but he was moving pretty freely when they were undergoing the lap of appreciation, and seemed to be enjoying himself as much as he could, obviously, when there was the disappointment of missing out on the title. So while it'll be a disappointment, of course, if Thiago isn't fit, having Fabinho back is a boost. It's a pretty speedy recovery as well after the hamstring injury he picked up against Aston Villa. Obviously not played since, so the hope will be that he's not lost too much sharpness in what will be 2.5 weeks or so since he last played by the time the final comes around. Other piece of good news, Joe Gomez is out there training as well. He damaged his ankle against Southampton. They were waiting for the swelling to go down. The scan showed that there wasn't any serious damage. It was about just managing the pain, really. It looks like Joe Gomez will be a part of things in that final. And of course, further good news, we know Virgil van Dijk was on the bench against Wolves. He was substituted at the end of 90 minutes in the FA Cup final, of course, with a knee problem. But you just look at the consistency he showed this season. 58 appearances, that's after undergoing cruciate knee ligament surgery back in October 2020. It shows just how his recovery has gone from that, how he's bounced back, and obviously will be a part of things against Real Madrid. And scored his first goal in 8, only his third in his last 15 in all competitions, coming off the bench against Wolves. He lasted just over half an hour of the cup final before going off with a groin injury, but clearly showing no ill effects from the weekend either. So yes, bad news that Thiago isn't training. Origi, as I say, we knew about too, but otherwise there is more positive news on the injury front for Liverpool.